Welcome back to Miniature Game Montage and another Warhammer 40k battle report. Today we are fighting at an incursion level, approximately 1,000 points. Sean has brought his Space Wolves to square off against my Necrons. A quick disclaimer before we get started that we are not 40k experts and may get several things wrong. Feel free to leave a comment below with corrections so we can improve our games. If you like this type of battle report, be sure to give us a thumbs up as it helps our content get found. Alright, these Necrons are led by a Techromancer, Staff of Lightning, Veil of Darkness, 12 Necron Warriors with Gauss Flayers, another unit of 12 Necron Warriors with Gauss Flayers. There will be 5 Immortals with Gauss Blasters, 3 Locust Destroyers, 3 Scorpek Destroyers, a unit of 3 Wraiths, and a Scorpek Lord. These are of the Sotek Dynasty, giving them 18 inches of rapid-fire range. The list clocks in at 992 points. The Space Wolves are led by a Wolf Lord on Thunderwolf, and Sean has brought a Relic Contemptor Dreadnought. Nothing big. Twin Last Cannon, Cyclone Missile Launcher. He has a Librarian with a unit of Grey Hunters, and there will be a drop pod with 2 more units of Grey Hunters, as well as some Thunderwolf Cavalry. With his various options, his list clocks in at 998 points. And as a quick side note, that we are playing an open play game just for fun. And in this game, I do learn something. It takes me into the very end to learn it, but that's what's fun about playing these games, is you take something each time and improve going forward. The mission today will be hold at all cost, and Sean will be the defender deploying down the middle of the board. I will be deploying on the other board edges, kind of in a pincer maneuver, and the mission objective is to simply try to smash each other, and at the end of the game, either one side is eliminated, or whoever has the closest unit to the center of the board will take a victory today. Alright, deployment is complete, and we are ready to get this game underway. Sean's drop pod is somewhere up in the atmosphere, waiting to come down, and we are ready for turn 1. Alright, turn 1 is going to be important in this one, so we're going to the banter cam for the roll-off.
I'm going to be going first.
Alright, in the command phase, I get a command point going up to 7, and in the movement phase, the Scorpek Destroyers move up. The Scorpek Lord is going to move up as well. And the Wraiths are going to move up. They can move 12 inches. And the rest of my forces will hold as we go into the shooting phase. This first unit of warriors is going to shoot into the Thunderwolf Cavalry. 24 shots going out with their Gauss Flayers, hitting on 3s, and they're going to get a total of 18 hits. I roll up 7 wounds, needing 5s, AP -1. Sean needs 4 ups, and he fails 6 of the 7. 1 wolf goes down, and 2 wounds on another. The other Necron Warrior unit is going to unload their Gauss Flayers as well. Again, at 24 shots coming out, rapid fire, getting that boost from the Sotek Dynasty, and it is going to be 18 more hits that go through. I roll out a whopping 7 more wounds, and this is going to hit a Storm Shield guy, so 3 up saves are taken, and Sean's going to fail 4 of these. That is going to bring down another wolf, and there is 1 remaining. The Necron Immortals fire with their Gauss Blasters at the Cavalry, and it's going to be a total of 4 hits, hitting on 3s. That's going to convert into 3 wounds, and Sean's going to take his save, and he's going to fail 1, taking a wound. The Scorpek Lord is going to try to finish him off. He is going to shoot with his Annihilator, getting 2 D3 shots. And those dice come out. He's only going to get 2 shots with this weapon, and he hits on 2s. So both of these will go through. We're going to re-roll a cocked dice here. So both of these are good. And then the roll to wound is not. So I will use my first command point to do a re-roll here, trying to get a wound to finish this guy off so my destroyers don't have to shoot him. And re-rolling that out, it converts to a wound over to Sean for his save. And it's a fail. Sean's going to command point re-roll to try to keep him alive, and he does. 1 wound remaining. The Locust Destroyers take aim next, and 9 shots coming from them hitting on 3s, and I reroll the 1s off camera. Even with those rolls, only 4 hits are going to go through. Those are going to convert into wounds, and Sean is going to take saves here, and he is going to fail 1, stripping that last wound, and they are taken off the board. Scorepack Destroyers announce a charge into the Relic Contemptor Dreadnought. He's going to Overwatch first. Cyclone Missile Launcher will connect with one of these 6s, and then he is going to roll up to see if it wounds. It is Strength 8, and it will do a wound, so I'm going to take a save here. End up failing the save. It's going to be D6 damage. So Sean rolls out, he gets a 1. Command point reroll, still a 1. And we move over to the Storm Bolters. Shots going out there needing 6s. None of these are going to connect. The twin last cannons missed as well, so rolling up to charge here, I'm going through terrain, so this is going to give me a -2 modifier, I believe, and I roll up a 6, which is going to be short, so I'm going to command reroll this, trying to get these guys into combat to tie this guy up. The reroll, however, is worse. Moving over to the race, they're going to charge into the Lord, easily making it into combat, and then my Scorepack Lord is going to charge in as well. In the fight phase, these Wraiths are going to lash out with 12 attacks, and they do hit on 4s, and the roll is abysmal. There will be 4 hits that go through, and then that is only going to convert into 1 wound. The save is failed, and the Wolf Lord does take 2 damage. Up next, the Scorepack Lord will attack 4 shots from his Hyperphase Harvester. This is a Strength 8, AP-4 weapon, and he hits on 2s, rerolls the 1s due to Hardwired for Destruction. We did have a cocked die here that I'm throwing back out there. All of these are going to go through, and then just needing 3s to do wounds. These are all going to convert to wounds. Sean will then take his saves, and he is going to fail 3 of these. Now, he did forget his Feel No Pains on the 2 wounds. I let him go back and re-roll those. He rolls 2 6s, so the wounds come right back off. And I'm going to do 9 damage for my 3 wounds. So he's going to take 9 Feel No Pain saves right here. Looking for 6s, 2 are going to go through, and he's going to end up taking 7 damage and have 1 wound remaining. And the reason he has 1 wound remaining is due to Angel Artifice. It gives him 1 extra wound and toughness characteristics. The Wolf Lord fights back with his Thunderhammer. Against my Scorepack Lord, it is Strength ×2, AP-3, 2 damage each. He connects with 3 of these, and then just needing 3s to wound. Looks like 2 wounds will go through. I'm going to take 4 up invuln saves, and I'm going to fail 1 of these. I am going to command point reroll to see if I can keep those wounds off of him because I know what's coming, and I do fail. The Crushing Teeth and Claws will come out, and it will score 2 hits, but it will not score any wounds. That brings the Necron's turn to a close. They have 4 command points remaining. Sean will gain a command point here. And I have set up to where he cannot drop his drop pod where he wants to. He has to come in 9 inches away from me, and the only way that he can achieve that is to come through on the complete other side of the board. And then we jokingly rolled a scatter die and a d6 to see if it would go off the table, and luckily for Sean, it did not. The Grey Hunters pile out in 2 separate units, and then he turns to his Librarian to smite, and we go to the Banter Cam. That does not manifest.
Command point reroll that. I'm gonna smite you down.
Oh, damn.
I got 1. I went up to 2, now I'm back down to 1.
All right.
Smites! There it is.
Oh,
Alright.
I've been smitten. I took 2 mortal wounds.
Now comes the Living Lightning.
And now comes Living Lightning.
From the same guy.
Alright, that's a 4. I've already used your command point reroll. Yeah. Oh, you shit. Alright, up next, the Hunters are going to fire down into the Necron Warriors, and I will get some light cover benefit from this, which will give me +1 to my save. These guys will hit on 3s, so he's going to get several hits that go through. And then rolling these back out, it is Strength 4, Toughness 4, so needing 4s. 3 wounds go through, and I will take armor saves here. These guys are a base 4. Getting the +1 from light cover, all are going to be good. The Relic Contemptor Dreadnought eyes down my Scorepack Destroyers. First going to fire out with his last cannon, needing 3s to hit, and both of these are going to connect, and then he is going to need 3s to wound. and 1 wound will go through. I am going to be on a 6-up save. That save fails, and a Scorpack Destroyer is brought down, and we move over to the Stormbolter. 4 shots rapid fire range, needing 3s, 2 go through, needing 5s to wound, 2 wounds go through, and 2 3-up armor saves by me are failed. 2 more wounds on a Destroyer. The Cyclone Missile Launcher is up next. It is a Heavy 2, Strength 8, AP minus 2 weapon, D6 damage in crack mode. He's going to connect with both of these on a 6, only needed 3s here. There is a 2 on the table that will command point reroll and convert into a hit. I'm going to take 5-up saves here at AP minus 2. I'm going to fail one of these, and that will take down another Destroyer. And rolling reanimation for the number of wounds that went in. I need 5-ups, and I need 3 of them to restore a model. I miss it by 1. The Grey Hunters are then going to fire their bolters into the Scorpack Destroyers, trying to eliminate them. 3 can see from the first unit. He is going to land 2 hits needing 3s, and then needs 5s to wound. 1 wound will go through. I'm going to get my 3-up armor save, which I am easily going to pass. The next unit of Grey Hunters is going to fire with their bolters as well. 5 shots going out, 3 hits. That will convert into 1 more wound, and I'm going to roll up a save. Good again. The Stormbolter from on top of the drop pod will hit once, needing 3s. It will not wound. And then the Relic Dreadnought is going to charge into my Scorpack Lord, and he's going to be looking to do some damage. And we get ready for the fight phase. The Dreadnought's going to go first, and we are going to go to the Banter Cam.
He is weapon skill 3. It'll be strength 14, AP minus 3.
Strength 14, for real?
Yeah, because it's times 2.
Oh my god.
Damage 3. Now, it's not helpful when I don't roll well, though. But I rolled really good. That's the excited taps. That's 4 hits. 2s. Hey, I got all 4.
All 4.
Yeah, that's mine.
All right, 4-up invuln. He wants me to fail. How many?
2.
2. All right, here we go. Oh, how about
also take 3.
3, big dog?
I'll take 3.
All right, so that did not end well for my Scorpack Lord. He's officially off the board. So the Wraiths are going to fight next against the Wolf Lord, and they're going to roll out 12 dice, hitting on 4s, and they're going to connect for 7 hits. And then they're going to roll these hits back out. And looking for 4s, it looks like 3 will go through, so getting the average on those 2 rolls. Saves will be taken by the Space Wolves. And he fails 2, so the Warlord for the Space Wolves is officially off the table. And that is going to bring us to the end of turn 1. A lot of action happened. Necrons were able to get the Thunderwolf Cavalry off the board, as well as the Warlord, but they did lose the Scorpack Lord in the process. We are moving back over to the Necrons for the top of the second battle round. All right, the Necrons take a command point. The Scorpack Destroyer, who is all alone now, moving up beside the Contemptor Dreadnought, just trying to keep him locked into combat. He seems to be really good at range. The Wraiths also encircle him, hoping to do some damage. With no Psychers, we go into the shooting step, and this bottom Necron Warrior Squad is going to fire into the Space Wolf Librarian with their Gauss Flayers. So some are in rapid fire, some are not. I think they get a total of 18 hits here that go through. And then re-rolling out to wounds, it will result in about 7 wounds. The Librarian is getting light cover, taking his save to a 2, and all of these are good. The other Necron Warrior unit will play Disintegration Capacitors for 1 CP. 6s will auto-wound. They are targeting that Librarian again. And they're going to get a lot of shots here, all in rapid fire range. I believe it's 24 total shots. 6s will auto-wound due to the CP. And rolling out to wound, there's going to be a total of 12 saves that will need to be taken. 2-ups, and he only fails 2. So great roll on his part. So in the blob of Necron Warriors, I forgot to fire my Immortals, and we move over to the Locust Destroyers. They're going to fire 6 shots because I forgot that they have 9. We're going to pick those other 3 up here in a minute. But they do need 3s to hit. Again, targeting that Librarian. These are going to go through, and then a really bad wound roll. So we're going to put him on his invuln save here, I believe, and he is going to make 1, fail 1. So D3 damage going through, and it is only 1. Then I remember I need 3 more dice to roll out because I only rolled 6 previously. So again, hitting on 3s and not good. And I forgot to re-roll that 1. The Scorpack Destroyer will announce a charge into the Dreadnought as well as the Wraiths. The Destroyer goes first, rolling out. We'll get 2 hits and rolling to wound down to the banner cam. Command point re-roll to try to get a wound. The Wraiths are up next. They're going to get 12 total attacks hitting on 4s. 6 will go through, and then they will need 5s to wound this guy. So rolling those back out, looks like we have 3 6s on the table. That's going to be 3 saves over to the Space Wolves. Alright, one of these will fail. That'll be 2 damage onto the Dreadnought. He is then going to fight back against the Scorpack Destroyer, and he's going to hit with his Power Fist, and it's going to be Strength 14. So hitting on 3s with those 3 attacks, 2 of these will go through, and then needing 2s to wound. There will be 1 wound that goes through, and that is going to be a tough save for me to make. I'm going to fail. It's going to do 3 damage, and it's going to cut down my last Destroyer. 2 attacks will go on to the Wraiths, again needing 3s, and both of these are going to miss. The Space Wolves are up at the bottom of 2. They're going to hold where they are for movement, and let's go to the banter cam for the second phase.
Goes off 7. All right, so D3 here. Eat it, Dick.
All right.
Eat it, Dick. It says it on the dice.
All right, so the smite goes off for 3 mortal wounds, and that is going to take down a Wraith. The Psyker will then cast Living Lightning on the Wraiths, manifesting on this 11, and it will do D3 mortal wounds again. This time getting 3 mortal wounds, taking down another Wraith, and transferring another wound onto the last one. In the shooting phase, the Grey Hunters will fire down at the Necron Warriors with the red blasters, and numerous shots are going out. He's going to get 5 total hits here, needing 3s. And then wounding on 4s, not a good wound roll, only 1 goes through, so I'm going to get a +1 to my armor save. And AP -1 and cover keeps me at a 4-up save. I'm going to be just fine. Alright, moving into the fight phase, the Wraith will strike out first at the Dreadnought, and he gets 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, going to get a whopping 1 hit that goes through. Does need 5s to wound, Strength 6, Toughness 7. And it actually will wound. Save roll taken by the Space Wolves will be failed. So 2 more wounds going on to the Dreadnought. He will hit back with his Power Fist, getting 2 shots that go through, and that's going to be 2 wounds that go through. It puts me on my invuln save. I will pass 1, fail 1. I'm going to use a command point reroll, as if I don't get this, he's going to be taken off the board. And luckily for me, it converts, and my Wraith stays alive, at least for now. And the Relic Contemptor Dreadnought goes up to 4 wounds. Did a great job taking the Scorpack Destroyers off the board. The Wraiths were taken off mainly in the Psychic phase. And we are getting ready to move to turn 3. Alright, turn 3, Necrons are up. I'm going to get a command point and start to march the Necrons up the middle of the board, trying to contest the center. The Necron Warriors move up. The Immortals will move up. And then the other Necron Warriors, they are going to move up as well. The Necron Warriors with the green Gauss flares will fire into the Librarian. 24 shots as everyone is in rapid fire range. He will get light cover benefits. There are going to be 15 hits that go through, and that is going to result in 10 wounds. So we missed the roll here, but he does get taken off the board. The other Necron Warriors are going to fire into the Grey Hunter squad. They're going to get 24 shots as well. So they get a lot of hits, but after a terrible wound roll, 6 go through. I do kill 1 and put a wound on another. Now, much to Sean's displeasure, I did remember to fire my Immortals this time, so they line up their Gauss Blasters. Needing 3s to hit, I think about 7 go through here, rolling those out. There will be 4 saves to take. He will get some cover benefits, getting a +1 modifier to his save. These weapons are AP -2. We will get a few fails in here, taking down some more. And now the Techromancer is going to fire with his Staff of Light, hitting on 3s, and he will also wound on 3s. So 2 will go through, and then 1 wound will go through. and that's going to be a 6, so that will be saved. I'm going to have to fire the Locust Destroyers as well, trying to erase this unit. 8 of the 9 will connect, needing 3s, and then I believe we are going to get 5 wounds here, needing 3s again. So saves taken by Sean, he's going to fail a few, and that is going to wipe the rest of that unit off the board. Over in the fight phase, the Relic Contemptor Dreadnought is going to hit the Wraiths, and he's going to be attacking with that big combat weapon that he has, strength times 2. He's going to get hits, he's going to get wounds, and then I'm going to be forced to take 4 up invulns. I'm going to fail 2 of these, 6 damage will go through and eliminate that Wraith. The Dreadnought will consolidate, and we move over to the Space Wolves, where they will get a command point. The Dreadnought will then move up the board, and then the Grey Hunters units are going to move as well. And thankfully for me, there's no Psychic phase, so we move into shooting, and the Contemptor Dreadnought is going to target the Locust Destroyers, and he lands 2 hits with his last cannon, and then he is going to just need 3s to wound here. He gets 2 wounds that go through, and it's AP minus 3. So 6-up saves required. I actually pass 1, but he is going to roll up 5 damage and take down a destroyer. The Cyclone Missile Launcher lines up a Crack Missile next. Heavy 2, it is Strength 8, AP minus 2, and he is going to get a hit. 3s to wound, 1 wound will go through, and it is AP minus 2, so 5-up saves will be needed. I'm going to fail, and that'll be 2 wounds onto a destroyer. Stormbolters will fire next, and they are going to get hits, and they're going to get a single wound, and there's no AP on this. I'm going to block that shot with my armor save. The Dreadnought announces a charge into the Necron Warriors with the green flares, and I'm going to spend a command point to Overwatch. So 24 shots are going out here looking for 6s, and only 3 of these are going to hit, and there are no wounds, so he rolls up for the charge, and he is easily going to make it into contact. In the fight phase, the Dreadnought swings with the combat weapon, the Claw, and 5 shots. He is going to hit on 3s, and then he is going to wound on 2s. So 4 hits go through, 4 wounds go through, and it will cut right through my armor and eliminate 4 warriors. I roll 4 dice for reanimation, looking for 5s to stand back up. My Necron warriors will attempt to fight back after piling in, and they will hit on 3s, get several hits that go through, but they do need 5s to do any wounds. They do get 1 wound that goes through, and then the armor save is made. Alright, at the end of turn 3, the Relic Contemptor Dreadnought continues to do work, eliminated my last Wraith, and then moved up the board to engage the Warriors, and it looks like I have found the kryptonite for this thing, as I've got him bogged down. Turn 4 underway, Necrons collect a CP, and the Immortals are going to move up. The Techromancer is going to move up, and the Locust Destroyers are going to move up as well, now going for the center of the board. And we are going to move into the shooting phase, where they are going to attempt to shoot at the Grey Hunters. And the Necron Warriors will fire their Gauss Flares. Some of these are in rapid fire range, some are not. So they will get a total of 11 hits. And those are going to convert into 7 wounds. So armor saves will be taken. He will get a +1 to his save, so anything below 2 is a fail, 1 wound. Next up, the Immortals shoot with their Gauss Blasters at the same target, and they're going to get a handful of shots. 4 hits are going to go through, needing 3s. And then looking for 3s to wound. 2 wounds will go through. 2 saves will need to be taken by the Space Wolves. 1 has failed, which will eliminate 1 of the Space Marines. The Locust Destroyers are up next. There's now 2 of them, so 6 shots going out, hitting on 3s. All of these are going to go through, and then they will need 3s to wound. And it looks like a total of 3 wounds are going to go through at AP minus 3. All saves are failed, and D3 damage each wipes that first unit of Grey Hunters off the table. Alright, we're going into the fight phase and to the banter cam.
Did you hit the model? No.
Alright, go ahead.
Alright.
Is this your crawl?
Crow. Oh, crow. Crow. I did a wound.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's not good.
AP what?
Oh, -3.
So I don't even get a save. It's
No.
fine. What's your damage?
You're dead.
One
3.
unit. One unit's
One
dead.
hit, one dead. He's just gonna come back.
Oh my god. Is that all?
Yeah, that's all I got. You get to attack back with everybody. So 11.
Let me reanimate him. Alright, so you can obviously tell we were having a very good time playing this game. I'll spare you the dice rolls of my Necron swinging back and not doing any damage against this thing. Over to the Space Wolves, there's no movement, and the Grey Hunters are going to shoot into my Necron Immortals. And he is going to get a few hits here. He is going to get a wound. However, I'm going to save it on a 6. Over in the fight phase, my warriors will be up first, and they will take swings at the Dreadnought. And I didn't feel myself making the mistake that I was making. I didn't catch this until the end of the game, so you got to be sure you stay tuned for that. There will be one wound that goes through. Sean's going to block it with his armor, and then he's going to go back to attack me with his combat weapon. Combat weapon goes off, and he's going to get a few hits here. I just found this so funny that this big unit could bog down what I thought was the most fearsome thing on the board that I've played against in a long time. He does one wound, it automatically kills one of my warriors. I try to reanimate, which fails, but these guys are holding tough. And turn 4 comes to an end. The Space Wolves are well positioned with some Grey Hunters in the middle of the board, and I've got the Dreadnought tied up in my own deployment zone. Turn 5 coming up. Alright, Necrons gain a command point. Turn 5 is underway, and I'm playing the Veil of Darkness as the Techromancer is taking the Necron warriors with the red Gauss flares up into the sky and bringing them back down close to the center of the board and within good striking distance, rapid fire range of the Grey Hunters. The Immortals move up and prepare their rapid fire weapons, and the Destroyers move up behind them. Alright, let's get to it. These Necron warriors are going to shoot the Gauss flares into these Grey Hunters. They are going to get a ton of shots. 24 dice rolling out, hitting on 3s. There's a lot of hits. And then we're going to just go ahead and show the wound rolls. There's going to be 8 total wounds that go through, 8 3-up saves. The light cover cancels my AP of 1, and he's only going to fail one of these. The Technomancer then fires his Staff of Light into the same unit, and he's going to get 3 shots, hitting on 3s. 2 hits go through, and then he needs 3s to wound. 1 wound will go through, and it's going to be AP -2, and Sean rolls up a 4, so it is good. The Immortals are then going to fire in with their Gauss blasters, AP -2, Strength 5 weapon, and they're going to sink 4 hits against the Grey Hunters. Those are all going to convert to wounds, and then Sean's going to fail a few of these, and that's going to remove one of the Marines. And saving the best for last, the Locust Destroyers are going to fire in. I am playing Extermination Protocols for 2 CP. I automatically get to reroll 1s to hit, but now I will get to reroll 1s to wound. 6 shots going out, and I'm going to reroll 2 1s to try to convert these into hits, and they still fail. 4 hits go through, and then rolls to wound, needing 3s. Rerolling 1 is going to be a total of 4 wounds that go through. And at AP -3, he will get a +1 benefit for light cover. He's going to fail 3 of these. So I'm going to start chucking out D3s. He's going to use a command point reroll to try to save 1. It doesn't work. So I'm going to start throwing out D3s and just picking off these units. And with that unit eliminated, the Necrons are now closer to the center of the board and are winning this game. And we are going to go ahead and go into the fight phase. His Dreadnought is going to kill 2 of my Necron warriors, and they are going to reanimate right back. They swing, putting 1 wound on the Dreadnought, but in his movement phase, for the bottom of 5, he is going to move right to the center objective, being closer than I am, which is going to give the Space Wolves a victory in this game. So while the Necrons won the War of Attrition, had many more models on the board, and probably the power to take this Dreadnought out before the end of the game, the Space Wolves are going to walk out of here with a victory today. And what was the big key thing that I learned in this game? I should have been using my Consolidation Pylon moves to surround that Dreadnought and really use all of the turns that I had him hemmed up in my own deployment zone to where he could not make that retreat move. I would like to say thank you for watching this battle report. Be sure to leave a thumbs up if you liked it. There will be many more to come, and I believe that the Space Wolves could soon be participating in our Crusade campaign, so happy to announce that as well. Thanks so much again, and we will see you next time.